So
I'm not mad at it, but still, people want to know that. People want to know how to do that.
woo! Hey, we're rocking KCBQ just like we do every night. This is the Mike Linton Show. I'm your host, Mike Linton, your real estate expert. If you have questions about real estate, questions about our show, questions about anything we're doing, 760-802-9500, 760-802-9500. We're in the clubhouse with Keith McLaurin with Zion Capital Commercial Mortgage. Zion Capital Commercial Mortgage, sorry, man.
No worries.
Zion Capital and Commercial Mortgage.
Zion Capital Commercial and Mortgage.
There you go. There it is, commercial mortgage. There it is. See, he says it better than me. You know why? Because he owns the company. All right. If you're thinking about buying commercial real estate, if you're thinking about buying a business, if you own a business and you need capital, and all of us do that own businesses, call him today, 858-324-1951, 858-324-1951, 858-324-1951. Very excited to have you here, man. Thanks again for taking out time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with us. And one of the things that we're going to talk about now, this is our winning with real estate. We're winning with wealth segment. And one of the things I want to talk about specifically is one of the best ways I know of on the planet to build wealth is to accumulate commercial real estate, accumulate businesses. You know, in the last presidential election, Mitt Romney took it really hard on the chin that he pays like a 14% tax rate on his income taxes. What a lot of people didn't talk about was how cool that is for him and how we all should build for that. The reason why he pays less in taxes is because the passive income tax rate in this country is less than the active income tax rate in this country. It's why we live in the country we live in, and it's why we go out and take advantage of a tax code that encourages us mostly to do two things: own a corporation and own rental real estate. Those are the two things that are the most incentivized activities in our tax code. The federal government wants us to do this. And so he did this, he went ahead and did this before he ran for president, and they just absolutely chastised him for it. The fact of the matter is, what he's done is what we should be achieving, trying to do. What he's done is what we should be planning to do. Because what he's done is he's created financial independence versus saving for retirement. And that's the big theme this week. The big theme this week is a lot of people, Keith, are outliving their money. They're going out and they're taking out a reverse mortgage on their house, and they're not dying soon enough. And so the reverse mortgage runs out, and then they're sitting there holding the bag, and they still have to make the tax payments on the house. They still have to make the insurance payments on the house. They still have to keep the house up. If they don't do those three things, the lender can come in and foreclose on the property and kick them out. That's not right. That's not good. Okay? They spent their whole life saving and scrimping and saving and sacrificing and compromising to get to where they could pay this place off, because in their minds, retirement was, I live in my house free and clear. That was one of their goals. They achieved the goal, then they came up short on revenue, so then they went out and took a reverse mortgage out. You see what I'm saying? So what I want people to do is I want them to talk with you, and I want them to build a real estate portfolio. I want them to build a portfolio of businesses. I want them to build and accumulate these assets, right? That will continue to pay them, continue to appreciate, and even after they pass away, will continue to pay their heirs and pay generations to come. It's called building a legacy, right?
Yes.
And so one of the things that I think is incredibly important is that people understand that they can in fact go out and buy an apartment complex. They can in fact go out and buy an industrial building. They can go buy a bar, right? They can go do those types of things and create passive income doing that. Talk a little bit about somebody, let's say somebody comes to you and says, Keith, I need you to help me. I want to start buying commercial property. I want to buy some apartment buildings. I want to buy an industrial building. I want to diversify a little bit. I might even want to buy a bar, some place called Cheers. But, where everybody knows my name, right? But, something along those lines where I know I can create passive income. A few years ago, I started 2 corporations. I did it because in case something ever happened to me, my family would have assets that would continue to generate income for them. If they needed to, they could sell the assets, right? But at least they'd have something that would take care of them if I wasn't here to take care of them, or if something happened to me and I was incapacitated, whatever, God forbid, right? But talk a little bit about, if I come to you and I say, Keith, I want to start buying commercial property. Talk to me a little bit about how that sounds. How does that interview go?
Well, typically when someone comes to us with a question like that, or they want to start investing, we're going to try to figure out what their cash position is, first of all, to see what we have to either leverage or pull the cash from.
Okay.
What most people, in my opinion, what they want to do is they don't want to get so highly leveraged in buying one of these properties. The way credit works now compared to 8 years ago, when you just essentially needed the pulse to get a loan.
Right.
That is what created part of our problem. We want to position them in a way that maybe you have an existing piece of real estate, maybe your residence that you talked about, and you have some lendable equity in there.
Right.
And you want to use some of those funds to put down on a piece of commercial property. Then we would encourage you to do that, as long as your income can support the new debt, to where a lender is going to be able to look at that and say, cash flow from we call it global income.
Right.
Your work income, rental income if you have other real estate, other passive income that you have. And then we say, based on these numbers, you can qualify to put down X amount of dollars.
Right.
So now we're going to look at in a commercial real estate, a non-owner occupied property, maybe an apartment building or something like that, where we know the lender